to it. It's either Prince Charles or the FA Cup, or one of the two. I can't make it up. Poor old Prince Charles is not going to be king. He's not going to make it. He should get a seat in the House of Lords. He's supposed to be good at talking to vegetables, you know. I'm not going to have a go at the royal family tonight. It's too easy. It's too easy a target. It's like shooting grouse. It's no fun, is it, really, you know? Although I would have a chuckle if the next royal baby turned out to be black. Oh, I'll be straight onto Ladbrokes, you know. What price a tragic cot death? You know? Evens? Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, good odds, good odds. No, I do like the royal family, actually. I know there are people in this country who deeply resent the existence of a family of state-supported hereditary billionaires, but I think they do a pretty good job for the tea towel industry and everything, you know. They haven't got the power they used to have, you know. Compared to someone like Henry VIII, what a bloodthirsty bastard he was, Henry VIII. He liked his wives the way he liked his beer. No head, basically, you know. Soft southern bastard. And his favourite sport was hunting, Henry, but he was crap at hunting because the animals could smell him coming. Oh, yes, syphilis and gangrene, if I'm not very much mistaken. It must be the king. Well. How times change. Or do they? But in those days, of course, you know, disease was rife, and there was lots of it, you know. Oh, you were nobody unless you had something fatal and contagious. Plague, boils, Black Death, dry, unmanageable hair. It was grotesque. Even old people died young. It was terrible. And yet we're so civilized, we can cure all kinds of diseases, can't we? And yet as soon as we cure one disease, another disease always comes along. The latest disease is siluria, as in, surprise, surprise, it's siluria. It's quite a common modern disease, that one, actually, but the Greeks had a word for it. I'm sure. What a marvellous civilization they had in ancient Greece, as it was then called. Great sculptors carving beautiful statues of women with no arms. Popular male fantasy even today, but they tell me. I don't know. I read it in a book. I don't know. No, it was a magazine, actually, now that I mention it. Mrs. Thatcher is out now. It must be obvious to her. She was in a good mood for a while, wasn't she, back there a few months ago, writing a letter of apology to the captain of the Belgrano. I mean, the bloke at TVAM. She even wrote to Arthur Scargill as well, apologising for nicking his hairstyle, which was nice. But, I mean, she got such a wonderful tribute at the Tory conference. My favourite tribute to her still comes from Barry, one of the regulars down at my local pub. That bloody woman should be strung up by the bollocks. Well, maybe he knows something we don't. I don't know. But she's always been very popular with the Americans because she's a tough cookie, or in English, a resilient biscuit. Politically, I'll be honest with you, I haven't got a single opinion that couldn't be changed by somebody with a red-hot poker. So I looked at all the conferences. I wanted to know who to vote for. You know, I watched them all. We had the Green Party. Who's in charge? We all are. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Who the fuck asked you, anyway? So they decided they require a real leader now. They get more like the Labour Party every day, don't they? How long before they start expelling members of the turquoise tendency? That's what I want to know. The Labour Party I quite like. They call themselves the Family Party, though. What's that supposed to mean, the Family Party? Every family party I've been has ended in a fight. The Family Party. But they do seem to have the old traditional family values, the way Kinnock holds his wife up like a trophy after every speech. Look, everybody, I'm not queer. One for the trade union leaders there, obviously. But he's not a complete fool, Neil Kinnock. Far from it. About that far from it, I'd say. He's very keen on Europe. He's taken up a foreign language, economics. That's good news, isn't it? Mr. Major, now he is a hard case. He took his cricket bat to Maastricht, didn't he? And he won game, set and match. With his cricket. He's a cricket bat man, though. He took his cricket bat to America, exchanged a cricket bat for a baseball bat with George Bush, and Bush picked up the cricket bat and said, "You mean your police use these?" How quaint. Yeah, that's right, George. After 6 baton charges, they turn around and do it from the other end. It's really brilliant. But he's a hard case, Mr. Major. He's going to crack down on joyriders. What's he going to do? He's going to ban them from driving. Oh, I wouldn't cross him in a hurry. I bet he's going to sort out the IRA as well. Revoke their gun licenses, no doubt. Of course, we've had joyriders in London for years. We call them bus drivers, you know. But, by the way, the IRA, while we're on the subject here, that firebomb in the National Gallery before Christmas, it was a big mistake. What they actually meant, they said, lads, go across to London and blow up a few constables. I mean, how thick can you get, you know? It's a dodgy area, this. I mean, you know, Ireland and all that, politics and religion. I make a point that socially I'm never discussing politics or religion till I've had a few pints, you know. Because you can get to the point a lot quicker that way, I find. Because, I mean, when all's said and done, communication is what it's all about, isn't it? Isn't it? And yet it's so important to keep your sense of humour. I mean, that's why when Ian Paisley dies, they should bury him in the Irish flag, just for a joke. Just to show they've still got a sense of humour over there after all these years. Although, frankly, I couldn't imagine old Paisley laughing at anything, you know, unless the Pope died of AIDS. That might crack a smile on his face. I'm a Catholic, I've got to say that. I'm a Catholic, so I believe lots of shit, actually. God. People always tell me I'm really gullible, and I believe them. Such is my simple faith. But I do. I mean, I believe in the virgin birth, which, of course, being physically impossible, therefore, to Catholics, it must be true. Right? But imagine the scene, Mary and Joseph on the road with the donkey, stopping at the Wayside Inn, and it's like, there you go, 2 turkey dinners, 2 pints of lager. Tell me, how far are you folks travelling, anyway? Oh, we're on our way to Bethlehem. My wife's going to have a baby. She's a virgin. Really? Tell me, do you play poker at all? My local pub's called the Traveller's Rest. Sign on the door says, no travellers. A bit unfortunate, really. But because I think pubs are actually the focal point of the whole British culture, a wonderful forum for the free exchange of alcohol for money. I'm very careful about drinking and driving, though, important point. I always keep a bottle in the glove compartment. I find it helps to break the ice at the scene of an accident, you know what I mean? No, don't move, don't move, don't move. Lie perfectly still, you'll be fine. Just drink this. That's right, drink it up, that's right, drink it up, that's right. Constable, smell this man's breath, he's been drinking. People like this are a menace on the roads. Meanwhile, back in the saloon bar, go on, Greaves, eat just one little drink, go on, go on. I'd like to do that. No, I wouldn't. What am I saying? I was lying about drinking and driving. I hadn't even got a car, but I'd like to pretend I did to impress people, you know. It's like, have you got a car? Yeah, wow, that sort of thing. But pubs, I mean, every pub's got such a personality, and you can often tell as soon as you walk in, it might be the aroma. You don't know whether it's coming from the food counter or the bogs, you know, the sort of thing. And you get up to the bar. I love that first pint of the evening. You get up there, pint of Holston, please, landlord. What? It's off. Well, all right, anything. Foster's, Carlsberg, any shit. And a packet of crisps, salt and vinegar. All right, then, plain. Well, what have you got? Well, never mind, just give me some peanuts then. Ready sorted. All right, dry roasted, yeah. And a box of matches. All right, 2 pieces of wood. One of these days, I'm going to walk into a pub that's got a sign behind the bar that says, you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps. And I'm going to walk up to the landlord and say, I'm here about the job. And when he says, oh, that's just a joke, a bit of fun, I'll say, just a joke, eh? A bit of fun, you say? Oh, I like a bit of fun, mate. Have you ever been through a harvester before? Got one parked outside, fancy a spin? And then I'm just going to stare at him all night and not go away. Ever. Well, it's something to do, innit? You need something to do in life or you'll go fucking mad. Take my word for it. Kids in pubs as well. I know the pit bull terrier is a very dangerous dog around small children. That's why I think pit bulls should be allowed to roam at will in pub gardens. Are you with me on that? Because I don't know, I just can't communicate with kids. I don't know what it is. I mean, you can't patronise them the way you could when I was alive. Goodness me, you've certainly grown. How old are you now? 10? What about you? You must be pushing 40. And tell me, how are you doing at school? Not bad. What about you? You working yet? Well, look, here's 50 pence. Go buy yourself some sweets. Oh, Tar, here's a couple of quid. Go buy yourself a drink. And it's the best advice I've heard all night, so I think I will go and do it now. Good night. Thank you.